Hello, I'm here in Sri Lanka for the International Intensive Training in Nonviolent Communication, and I've had the pleasure of attending several sessions and workshops held by Yoram. Yoram is a world-renowned NVC trainer based in Amsterdam, and it's wonderful to be here with you, Yoram. I had an important question to ask you. In one of your early sessions, you mentioned how you really enjoy conflict, and to me, it came as an intriguing thought. I had never seen conflict that way. So I'd like to hear your thoughts, how you see conflict from the NVC perspective.
Yeah, I wouldn't say exactly that I enjoy conflict because when I'm in conflict, I'm scared. But I love to connect in conflict. I see conflict as a very meaningful when something very real is happening. Something like it's a moment when something very important for you and for me is being touched. So it's opportunity, and very often when you start to dive into what the conflict really is about, it's very often it's not about what it seems to be. So like it starts about, I don't know, yeah, can you wash the dishes and why you don't wash the dishes, but then underneath you discover there is always like core dynamics of relationship. It's like the human being is being touched in something. And this something where human beings are being touched, it's opportunity to get to know each other, especially if you care about the person. Then opportunity to get to know you and to get to know myself, and opportunity for healing, to touch vulnerable spot of my soul and to caress them in a gentle way. So I see it's not that when I have conflict with my girlfriend, the first reaction is that I'm scared that it will bring us apart. But then it's more about having the skills, how to enjoy conflict, how to take conflict as an opportunity. And I can really say that conflict is by far my favorite place to be, in the sense of what I get from it. Like it brings more connection, more closeness. Best sex with my girlfriend is after we have some tension, or no, it's because we really touch something very real that brings closeness and intimacy.
Thank you for expanding the scope of conflict, because usually normalizing that conflict can be scary, and it's usually the tendency for me at least has been to avoid conflict, to see it as an opportunity for connection and understanding. That's really expansive and helpful. But how does one do that? It gets sometimes very unpleasant and messy.
Yeah. So yeah, it does for me clearly ask some skills. So for example, one skill, very very simple skill that it's very simple to say it but very hard to do it, which is to slow down. Because what happens very often is if you're in pain about something I did, for example, then you will tell me, for example, Yoram, why you didn't wash the dishes? And immediately I would want to explain or defend myself or to attack you back, to say, for example, yeah, on Monday you see like you left, you didn't turn off the television again, or to defend myself, to say, yeah, I was holding so many things, and the child was crying, and like, why you're not more understanding, and so that's a tendency immediately to react. But if I react, I actually am reacting to your first layer, why you didn't wash the dishes. But if I slow down to hear what is really going on in you behind, for example, behind the why you didn't wash the dishes, that maybe you feel kind of alone in holding the house, and you so wish us to find a way to cooperate, which reminds you how you were in your ex relationship. Like that kind of loneliness, I'm the only one to care about details. And then I can really get to know something that is really dear, and it becomes opportunity for me to support your healing. So it's like when I go down the layer of what the conflict really is about, it's immediately the deeper we go in level of layers of authenticity, the more compassion there will be. So in the workshop you were experience it, I imagine many times, that when we go from the dishes into the actual needs. What are the need, the core human needs that are, for example, inclusion or care, or just to be heard. Even just that. This is the way I work as a mediator. So I'm very fascinated by being there in the conflict. And I would say 95% of the conflict, the most of the kind of the energy behind is actually about the pain of not being heard. Like if I hold something that is dear to me and I say to you, and then you immediately react by defending or attacking me back, that I feel alone. I feel alone with that precious vulnerable that I'm not even aware what it is. Most time people are not aware what it really is about. So it's a loneliness when we start doing the ping pong, reacting. We are just feeling more and more alone with something very precious. So just this art of slowing down, here is a skill. The skill is like to choose. Okay, let's listen to you. And to listen to you and to choose not to react, but to stay and say until I'm touched by what are the deeper layers underneath. If I'm not touched, it's not worthwhile to shift the focus to me. To take all the time to be touched, and then vice versa, that you will take all the time to be touched by what I'm trying to say. Just this simple skill, I believe if you just take that home, you will see that conflict immediately shifts completely. Just this slowing down. So this is just one skill, there are many skills there.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. It gives me so much hope and it feels empowering. I really look forward to engaging with some conflicts as I...
Shall we have now? I find you really annoying.
But I want one last question around this is, how do you see this applying in the context of some of the global conflicts that we are witnessing right now?
I would need longer time for that, but in the essence, for me, it's the same principle.
Yeah.
To slow down, like the person or the nation that seems to be my enemy. It's a very funny thing that each of us were born in a country, right?
Yeah.
And then we know this country very well so that we can understand it. We can understand what is important and why we are in so much pain in relationship to the other nation or person. So we know that part very well, but we don't know very well the other part. And it's just by chance that, for example, me, I'm originally from Israel. I don't live in Israel since 25 years. So I know Israel very well, but I know much less Palestine. So it's like it's easier to identify yourself with what you know. So for me, it's a big step. Again, same principle is to slow down. Is I really want. It's like tourism. I really want to go to Palestine or whatever, and until I feel the same kind of feeling of identification, of deep understanding, the human understanding of what matters. And so it's, I'm saying it very lightly, but it's.
But I'm hearing the need to cultivate empathy and to really slow down both at micro level and macro level, and to really listen to each other. And I appreciate that openness and just sharing where you come from and your deep wish for connection.
And with this, just to say that I also know so much on my, on every cell in my body, like how far the conflict can go.
Yeah. So it can take a long time also for healing.
In Israel, Palestine, 100 years, and we are not even starting to. So the amount of sadness I'm carrying about, the amount of death and starvation and pain and trauma that is being created every day just because of lack of skills, of how to navigate conflict in a way that is caring for everyone.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
in my sense, the world needs it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like to say the least. And it's
Yes.
funny because I'm traveling, I'm teaching all over the place, and it's very funnily, it's the same everywhere. It's the same core dynamic of what's really the source of conflict and what the lack of skills in how to hold it.
Yeah.
So it's like if you go to India or to Iceland,
Yeah.
it seems culture is just a superficial layer. But then when you go deeper into the layer of human beings, it's the same dynamic.
Thank you for some of these very important insights that hopefully serve and inspire many of us. I heard you share the first step, that of slowing down and genuine curiosity and deep listening. Um, One last question for you is, what helps you slow down? For me personally, it's my daily mindfulness practices. What is, if you're willing to share, what is your practice?
My practice, like for quite a while I was meditating like this. But when I discovered that kind of meditation, just to be with human beings and to learn how to navigate any conversation, if I'm with my family or if I'm with my friends or if I'm with my boss or if I'm with the children, for me every dialogue is a meditation. So I'm engaged with it because it's very meaningful to me. It's not just like, okay, like how to solve this conversation. For me, every conversation is about how to live together on the planet, how to care for nature. For nature is, for me, is another being.
Yeah.
Like if we don't care for that, we're gonna suffer.
Yeah.
It's like every dialogue for me is a profound meditation of how, one way to say it, how to collaborate. But it's, for me, it's how to live interdependent. That we are living together on one planet, and if we are not living well, we will all suffer.
Thank you so much, Yoram. I really hope that we can turn conflict into compassion and connection. And your work and all the compassion and care you bring into the world, I'm deeply grateful for. Thank you. All my best.